Good evening, welcome back, and thanks for watching. I am Simone Black, and this is the Jamaica News. Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson has asked a 7-member jury to send Constable Noel Maitland to prison and reject his strategy to deny, deflect, and dismiss in the murder and disappearance of his girlfriend, social media influencer Donna Lee Donaldson. Calling the case a jigsaw puzzle, DPP Thompson urged jurors to assess the circumstantial evidence and look beyond the absence of a body and an eyewitness.
This was a circumstantial evidence case. That was how Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson framed the Crown's closing arguments in the murder trial of Noel Maitland. She reminded jurors that from the start the prosecution warned that no single piece of evidence would stand alone, but she says Noel Maitland's strategy has been to deny and to deflect. The DPP told the jury that over 8 months, the Crown has worked to prove that Donna Lee Donaldson was murdered, that she died at the behest of or the hands of Maitland, and that she was not lawfully buried. The prosecution traced the timeline beginning July 11, 2022, when Donaldson was picked up from her mother's home. Her mother, Sophia Lugg, testified that Maitland picked her up, a fact Maitland later confirmed in his unsworn statement. After Donna Lee left the safety of her home, the court was told she was never seen again. On July 12, when calls at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. went unanswered, her mother became concerned. A friend testified she spoke with Donna Lee around 1 p.m. and heard the sound of traffic. The Crown suggested that even inside Maitland's apartment, traffic noise could be heard because of its proximity to the road. Thompson told jurors, "We are saying Donna Lee was still there." She recalled testimony that Maitland broke down crying when the friend asked about Donna Lee. She asked, "What was he bawling about? Could it be that he knew something that they didn't know about at the time?" She challenged Maitland's account that Donna Lee left after 10 that morning, pointing instead to cyberforensic evidence placing her there after 1 p.m. She highlighted call records noting that on July 12, Maitland made 22 calls and rang Donna Lee only once at 7:11 p.m., not from the banger phone his father later handed over, but from an iPhone that was never produced in court. She said the iPhone grew legs and it disappeared. DPP Thompson pointed out that it was Donaldson's friend, not Maitland, the policeman, who suggested reporting Donna Lee missing. While the mother and friend were searching, the Crown said Maitland was focused on one thing, getting rid of his settee. The Crown rejected Maitland's claim that he had a pre-arranged appointment at the car wash to clean his settee, noting that the car wash attendant mentioned none. Recalling the witness's account of a raw odor, DPP Thompson asked rhetorically, "You know what blood smell like?" The DPP said Maitland cleaned not only the couch but also his car. Turning to Maitland's neighbor's evidence, Thompson rejected Maitland's suggestion that the man was biased because of his lifestyle. She said, "Maitland expects you to apply the way how Jamaicans feel about homosexuality to the neighbor's testimony. The way you may feel about homosexuality is what him trying to trigger. He was pressuring the man. Why would you want footage of you entering your yard to be deleted?" She continued, "This man, who him play Bujubant and Bombay by about, him lock up in the man apartment, him lock up in him apartment, and they must have been close. Can I say shoulder to shoulder? And then you going to come here and talk about the man lifestyle. Put it where it belongs, in the garbage bin." At this point, there were stifled laughter in the courtroom. She pointed to call patterns on July 13. When he removed the couch, Maitland made 22 calls and none to Donna Lee. On July 15, he made over 50 calls, again, none to her. The Crown closed its case by urging jurors to see what it says is obvious: that Donna Lee left her home alive, entered Noel Maitland's world, and was never seen again.
143 officers in the St. Catherine South Police Division have been trained to use body-worn cameras. This was disclosed by Commanding Officer Senior Superintendent Leighton Gray yesterday. In recent weeks, there have been renewed calls for the use of body cams by members of the security forces. On Monday, January 12, the Jamaica Constabulary Force announced that it acquired 1,000 body-worn cameras with deployment advanced. Human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice welcomed the announcement but urged the JCF to provide the percentage of planned police operations and area fugitive apprehension teams that have completed body-worn camera training and are operationally ready as of January 2026. Speaking during the St. Catherine South virtual town hall meeting recently, SSP Gray noted that the division has been actively using more than 50 body-worn cameras.
The body-worn cameras, I must say that 143 persons in our division have been trained, and we have over 50 body-worn cameras that we continue to use. So when the perception is that we are not using body-worn camera and so forth, I must say that St. Catherine South is well ahead, and there are other divisions across the country that have been utilizing body-worn camera to good effect. And we will continue to ensure that other persons are so trained.
Road fatalities dropped significantly since the start of 2026. A sobering yet cautiously optimistic report from the Island Traffic Authority, ITA, reveals that 11 individuals lost their lives in 7 fatal crashes during the first 19 days of 2026, while representing a stark 42% reduction compared to the same period in 2025. The deaths have prompted authorities to issue a stern reminder to motorists about reckless driving behaviors. The victims included 6 males and 5 females. A breakdown of the fatalities shows that the majority, 7 persons, were passengers in private motor vehicles. The remaining 4 comprised 1 pedestrian, 1 pedal cyclist, and 2 private motor vehicle drivers. The fatal incidents were concentrated in several parishes, with St. Elizabeth recording the highest number of deaths. 5 fatalities occurred there across 2 separate crashes. Trelawney reported 2 deaths, while single fatal crashes were recorded in the St. James, St. Anne, St. Andrew South, and St. Catherine South police divisions. Despite the year-on-year reduction, the ITA has pinpointed dangerous driver error as the predominant cause of this year's fatal collisions. Failure to keep to the near side or to the proper traffic lane is cited as the leading factor. A second major contributor is proceeding at excessive speed with no regard to road or weather conditions. These 2 behaviors, authorities stress, continue to be the primary threats to road safety. The ITA's early year data serves as a crucial benchmark for its road safety initiatives. The authority is urging drivers to adhere to speed limits, maintain proper lane discipline, and adjust their driving to suit prevailing conditions to prevent further loss of life on Jamaica's roads. Police investigate apparent murder-suicide in Harbour View. Detectives from the Kingston East Police Division are currently on the scene of what is being investigated as a murder-suicide at a residence on Dorado Drive. Police responded to reports of an incident earlier today and confirmed that a man and a woman were found dead at the location. Authorities have not yet released the identities of the deceased, pending notification of next of kin. Crime scene investigators remained on location into the late afternoon, gathering evidence and processing the area. The road was temporarily restricted as police conducted their initial investigation. Residents in the normally quiet Harbour View community expressed shock upon learning of the incident. One neighbor, who asked not to be identified, described the area as usually peaceful and said the news had left many in disbelief. Police are appealing to anyone with information related to the case to contact the Kingston East Police Division or Crime Stop at 311. More details will be provided as the investigation develops.
Morning, I wake up and I look in the mirror.
Jermaine Edwards and Rashon speak out after Akon's false claims. Rashon, who went viral on TikTok as a child for singing Jermaine Edwards' hit song Beautiful Day, is calling on international star Akon to stop spreading what he describes as false statements. In a resurfaced interview, Akon explained how Rashon first came to his attention.
2012, I had an internet leak of 125 songs. 10 years later, I'm just strolling through my feed on TikTok and I see this little kid. And he sounds like an angel singing the song that I was like, wait, that's one of my demos. And I said, yo, now we have to redo this. I reached back out to the kid that was actually on the song that made it what it was. And we realized that he was coming from a school in Jamaica. Come to find out, he's not a kid anymore. He's in his early 20s now. He was like, listen, we want to go back to the school where you did it. We want to refurbish the school. And, you know, let's do this together. From the profits of this song, the first $1 million that's made is going to go to him and his charity so he can continue to do what he's doing. And then, on top of all that, we made sure that he got writer's credit through that whole process.
Following the interview, Rashon released a video firmly stating that Akon should stop misrepresenting the situation, emphasizing that he has never received any money from Akon.
I did not receive any money from anyone except Jermaine Edwards, who wrote "It's a Beautiful Day," and "It's a Beautiful Day" was not a demo, and I did not receive any $1 million from Akon. False statements like these is putting my life in danger. Please stop making false information.
When local media sources reached out to Jermaine Edwards, the singer and songwriter said he was disheartened by Akon's claims.
I said I wasn't going to, comment on it, but I've been getting a lot of tags and persons have been getting upset and defending and stuff. And I'm just saying, if you know about intellectual properties. If you look at the metadata, if you look at YouTube, and every time you see he or anybody put out a song, you see my name in the metadata, and that nobody can't use the song unless they credit me as the writer. So I'm in the writing. Yes, so it's not Rashon's song. It's not written by anybody else but Jermaine Edwards. And I didn't think I needed to defend that, but I am now stepping up because my little brother's life, Rashon, is in danger because people are seeing him have $1 million, get $1 million in US, and him take care of the community and all of these different things. And I think it's very unfair that, Akon would be online saying that the song is a demo that he wrote that was released 2010, and he's doing this and he's going to be doing that, and contacted Rashon, and nobody contacted Rashon. I'm the only person who even care about Rashon. So at the end of the day, I'm very, displeased and disheartened that, he would go that route into, telling lies.
Beautiful Day, written and recorded by Jermaine Edwards, was originally released in 2014. The song experienced a resurgence years later after Rashon's viral TikTok video introduced it to a new global audience. The renewed popularity of the song eventually led to Akon releasing a remake in 2025, with Jermaine Edwards credited as one of the writers.